Do you need extras? Mandy, could you get some girls? Taylor. Can you pull the SD card out of the...
Good afternoon. It's Jonathan Potts here. We had a few technical difficulties with the last stream. I think we've ironed out a couple of those for this stream, so fingers crossed everyone can hear me and the video's working and we maintain internet for this whole game. So we've got South Australia in the red and the ACT in the white playing in this afternoon's game. I'll tell you a bit more about these teams, hopefully, as the game progresses. We're just waiting for the pull. ACT's indicated their readiness. South Australia's pulling to them, starting on defence. Here we go. ACT just scored, sorry. Got distracted there. That was fast. Thrown, but picked up well. And they want to keep the flow going. Look at this. Just get that out in front, and that's a goal. 2 quick goals. Oh! So close. Spoke too soon. It was a nice looking throw. Just didn't quite reel it in. That's a nice pass to get it moving. ACT is generating cuts well. It's just slightly off the target. Attempted break pass doesn't quite come off. And ACT gets it back around halfway. Oh, another goal to ACT. They're up 2-0. South Australia again gets the disc moving straight away. Oh, I'm not sure that's going to be called up. Let's see. Oh, it's been called up. They don't have a lot of movement downfield right now, but they've gone for it. Very close in the end. ACT gets the disc in their own end zone. Oh,
That's Miriam Downey passing to Tash Joyce. Cat French just couldn't quite hang on to that one. South Australia looking to work the disc up from 10 metres outside their attacking end zone. Here we have a genuine South Australian player whose name I don't know, but number 24, number 26, number 13, number 18. Those are the genuine South Australian players on the team.
This is my guest commentator, Leon Smith. Thanks, Leon, for the putting some names to some faces and numbers. So number 24 is Jocasta Hammond.
Jocasta Hammond, right. Okay, 26. Renee Hanley looks like she's been in the play an awful lot, judging from past games.
So, yeah, so ACT's turn it over. South Australia has
Jasmine Malhotra
20 metres.
Jasmine Malhotra being marked by Miriam Downey, forcing her backhand, but she gets the flick away to the dump to 24, Jocasta, but there's another turnover, and ACT looking to pick it up through Tash Joyce. The Joyce sisters have been doing an awful lot of work for the team, but we've only got one of them on the field at this point. Crosses it to Miriam. And regathers a nice 1-2 there with Tash, and she's looking for a cut, but she's waiting, and there's is it Cass or is it Nat Newen? I've got to look at my book. 36. Cass, that was Cass Newen, right. Cass Newen in the blue cleats.
Oh, that's going to the end zone.
Oh, nice.
And that's taken.
That's Hayley Thompson catching the goal. Nice work, Hayley.
So it's 3-0 ACT, I believe. Fellow commentator for at least parts of this game, and he's also slightly partisan, as he is a father of one of the ACT players, Thea Osmond.
You need to get on the field, Thea, if you want to be seen.
And are you coaching, Leon?
I have been coaching, yes. Co-coaching, yeah. So Ben Matthews Hunter and I have been leading the coaching of the ACT juniors teams, and we've had some horrible weather, horrible wind, considerable amounts of rain. But
and how was it in Canberra?
That was Canberra, and now we've found Melbourne to be similar. Maybe not quite as windy as we've had in Canberra, but yeah, it hasn't been the nicest day today. But it's fined up for the last game, even though the sun's gone down for us now. Well, somewhat down.
Okay, next point started. ACT's pulled it to well within the South Australia's half.
Bit of a travel there, but no one's calling travels this tournament. There's been a bit of walking with the disc, but no one's calling it, which is nice.
We're not going to call the fouls from the commentary position or the violations from the commentary position. We'll just observe the play, Leon.
Well, look, it's nice to see the juniors recognising that there's no point calling it, because they're all doing it, and they're really here to have fun more than they are to play technicalities and the less fun aspects of the game. Oh, Rachel Joyce with a fantastic pull down, one-handed, passes to her sister, and there's Isabel couldn't quite hang on to that one. Isabel Calder, number 16, has been coming out of the box a bit today. She's shown more in this game than we've seen in training, and it's been very pleasing. South Australia unlucky there not to move the disc right down to within a couple of metres of scoring. Okay, we've got Grace Downey passing across to Rachel Joyce looking for her sister Tash up the side. Go Cass. Oh yeah, Hayley gets it. Oh, couldn't quite hang on to it. Playing on a little bit too quickly there, Hayley. Couldn't quite hang on to it. Now South Australia with the disc. Passing along to Isabel. It's going to get the intercept. Okay. Grace Downey.
Both
walking
teams
to the
showing
disc.
quite a propensity for getting the disc moving quite quickly.
Yeah, that's something that I asked them to work on after the last game when we were playing a lot of zone, playing against a lot of four-person
Yeah.
zone and seeing not quite enough disc movement. So it's good to see it's
That was good vision,
Coming.
like a big throw over the top to an open player. She reeled it in.
yeah.
That
Look,
was who was at the
That
corner?
was
Cass,
I'm
yeah?
not sure the
That was Cass.
receiver. It was Rachel's throw, and Rachel goes
Oh,
long
yes.
again. She's got Hayley in the end zone. Nice throw.
Oh.
So Rachel Joyce and Miriam are our two big throwers, and Tash probably coming in third on the big throwing stakes.
ACT definitely dominating early. Although, look, at least twice I think South Australia's had a genuine shot into the end zone, and they just hasn't quite.
Corinna, is it? What's the score?
Squad here.
Well, we've
We
got
got
13.
13,
Seems
okay.
to be about
Look,
common.
is it? Yeah.
Played against I think one team that had 16 players, but oh no, that was the boys. That was the Victorian boys team, so they had the home advantage, less distance to travel. But yeah, 13's good.
Okay, South Australia's got it moving.
Yeah,
A
through
little give go down the side. Oh, and back again. This is
Sophie
Jocasta and
Jocasta,
yeah.
moving. Oh, but intercepted there or blocked maybe by Steph Pang. I just looked down at the moment she touched the disc. Steph Pang certainly showing off her fitness today. Number
Or
30.
Thea
Osman.
slightly overthrew that one, Leon. but-
Yeah, a little bit wide, a little bit long. Never mind. At least it was long. We have been encouraging the girls to get the disc downfield in the difficult conditions that we've had earlier today. There's been quite a lot of encouragement to get the disc downfield, play it up the other end in the opposition's territory. Thea stopping on the disc a bit much, but nice
Well,
pass to Isabel.
to be fair, Dad, she didn't
Yeah.
have many options there.
No, it was a bit slow. Was a bit slow coming. Yeah. Let's see if we can get some disc movement. Come on, Isabel. There we go. Kira Kuchnet in with her first commentated touch anyway. Not first touch of the game, but Kira, our oldest player on the team, actually 18 already. And, oh yes, Miriam finishes that off. Nicely done, Rachel Joyce. Good vision with the pass.
Right, so ACT continues to put their mark on this game with taking the score to 5-0. And can you tell me, so for those who don't know out there, the under 19 teams from Australia are going to Poland in about 4 weeks' time. Are there any? Have you got any national team reps from the Canberra team?
We do indeed, yep. So Miriam Downey Groves standing with the disc now, if you can see her second from the right. And Rachel Joyce just standing up in the pink cleats, number 5, walking off the field towards us. Those are our two representatives, and speaking to one of the coaches of Southern Terra earlier in the day. She described to me that Rachel, in particular, at training for the World's Junior Girls team, was killing it, having a great time, and making an especially good connection with the one about to pull.
I think so. I think I've noticed, or it's been mentioned, that the Australian team players are well spread amongst these teams here this weekend. So, you know, there's a couple of stars on every team that can put their stamp on the game, perhaps, or show us a little bit about what they've been learning when they've been in camp.
Yeah, and it gives every team a chance to, do some damage to an opposition. Even if the team may not win overall, they're going to score some points, and it's always a good thing to have your teams with relative newcomers to the sport come away having scored points. Even if they might only win a game or no games, they still get a lot of satisfaction out of getting some points on the board. But New South Wales looking particularly strong in that regard with Holly. Do you know Holly's surname? I'm not sure.
I'm
Holly's
sorry, I
surname,
don't.
But, she's a bit of a standout player watching the New South Wales squad go round. Super quality throws.
With the disc now.
Kira Kuchnit,
Yep.
number 8. Yep. But there's a bit of a call.
About-
There's a sort of a call rolling along. A great
That
block
was-
there. Great block there by number 26, Renee Hanley.
Then sorry, because we have Leon, we're probably overly focusing on the ACT team. But so the South Australia, this is their first time at Youth Nationals, or certainly in the current incarnation of Youth Nationals, and they didn't have a big squad of players.
Yeah, so ACT are in a similar position to where, South Australia are in a similar position to where ACT were a couple of years ago. South Australia have got 4 players here. They've picked up a couple of Victorians, and they've got one from Queensland, and then they're borrowing a few players from whichever team's got the bye on, because we only have 5 teams in the women's draw. We've got some buys happening.
And the Queensland player is Jasmine Lee, number 1. Oh, there she is. She's walking back now. She's the only Queenslander in the women's side of the tournament. There's no Queensland women's team,
I hadn't
so
realised, of course.
there's no
yes,
Queensland
there's
women's
no
team,
Queensland
so
here, yeah.
she's the sole representative.
Well
So
done,
that's great to
Jasmine.
see. She just needs to
Hopefully she goes back
find.
goes back to Queensland and brings a whole team with her
Yeah.
to next year's tournament, which is kind of how it seems to happen. It's amazing how quickly the young can recruit friends and friends of friends into the ultimate scene, and we get a new team spring up. So 2 years ago, the ACT had 3 women attend the Youth Ultimate Championships, and this year we've got 13. So very happy with how that's going.
Hopefully some people out there watching this live stream are at school and seeing Frisbee for the first time and starting to think about maybe they might want to play this sport. Sorry, we didn't really commentate that goal, but ACT just scored. It's a problem with this commentary team. I think we start to get too off on side tracks.
Offside.
We'll try to talk the play a little bit more.
It's much too cold to be drinking beer. I can assure you that Jonathan and I are not drinking. I've been edited.
Hopefully, yeah.
Apologies.
We're back. South Australia, they're in a good attacking position, over the top, but yeah, it wasn't quite to the player.
Number 18, Jasmine Malhotra there. I've been told is a very good handler. Oh, Kira, nice grab.
Being forced into the middle of the field, not getting any cuts right now. Oh, there we go.
Yeah. White 18. Nice.
South Australia is definitely putting a lot of pressure on defence, not making it easy for ACT to move this disc down the field.
No, and to be honest,
Well,
that's nice movement. Karina Schubert playing in her potentially first grass tournament. She's played beach tournament before, but she was a very late addition to the team. Didn't do any.
Oh, sorry,
stuff.
that was Jasmine Lee making the play for Queensland.
Yeah, all right.
That's good
all
to
right.
see. Go Queenslander.
We could have a biased commentator on my left, going for the Queenslander. Oh, Beautiful.
That
work
is a
straight.
beautiful grab.
Lovely
What?
inside out from the lefty, Renee Hanley.
That was a beautiful grab.
Left hand
And
inside out,
puts
back
South
hand.
Australia on the scoreboard.
Over some traffic.
So 6-1 to the ACT. ACT is going to pick it up around halfway, and number 9 is Miriam Downey,
Miriam Downey.
and they've put a
Southern
zone on
throw
South
player.
Australia,
They have
so
brought out a zone, and
they've
we've
thrown over the top,
pulled out the high,
and a great
Yeah.
block
high release
by
backhand.
Jocasta Hammond.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's
Seen it.
interesting. We might see a bit more zone this game, I feel.
Oh, we've been seeing a lot of puppy zone this tournament, but so far this game's been played in fairly still conditions. Oh, there we go. Miriam Downey with the block you don't quite get your hand on, but works as a block anyway.
But they've set the zone. That's interesting. Like, it's good to see them setting it on the turn.
Yeah. We've got no popping action
and-
happening yet.
Wow. And again, thrown over the top to break the zone, and this time it's come off, and
But we
but
couldn't get the connection to the end zone. Yep.
It was a
bit too
good
quick.
intercept.
Oh, here we go. Nice Corinna. Corinna Schubert gets the block that was thrown straight past her nose, but well done. Miriam looking to go long and finds Cass Nguyen.
So a bit at heads and tails there, trying to work out whether they were playing zone or man on the turnover,
Yeah,
and so that created the open player in the end zone. So that's one of the dangers of. Oh, that's half time. So we might just take a little break from commentary position. But no, to finish that point, yeah, it's one of the dangers when you want to set a zone on a turnover because you feel it's your strongest defense, but someone's got to quickly make that decision about, are we in a good position to play zone, and then clearly communicate whether you're going to go into zone or man.
and to be fair, that was played from a position where it was a one-shot goal, and leaves you in a particular, risky situation when you've got not many opportunities to try and get a hand on the disc, get a block somewhere. And we've seen quite a bit with teams that are less experienced, have less experienced players in those transition defense moments, not picking up the deep players, and then finding themselves in trouble when the throw goes up. Anyway, we'll have a break.
Yeah, we'll be back about a 5-minute half time, so we'll be back in about 5. Plays further afield to field 2, and we've got the boys game between New South Wales and Victoria. and the score is 5-2, I believe. Is that correct, Timmel? Oh, Victoria is up, so that's interesting. I mean, that game over there is potentially a likely grand final matchup, but there's a lot of frisbee to be played before then. And it's a replay of last year's final, this current game. So, yeah, these teams probably both have expectations that they're going to be in the final tomorrow. So, I think there was a timeout there, which I imagine was probably called by New South Wales. They've just been scored on to take this to go down by 3. They need to really score this point. It's been pulled out. So I think they're going to take it from the brick mark. So, New South Wales has the disc. There's been a lot of talk. I don't know what's happening over there, but now the disc is in. Tight defense to me. Oh, looking at the zone. A 1-3-3 zone, a puppy fence. Fakes the big shot. Swings the disc. They're swinging it well. This is possibly the more difficult sideline to be on. And they're making themselves look very big, Victoria. Got their hands in the air. Nice scuba over the top. That's very nice. A bit of give go to keep the disc moving. And now they've got the disc over the... Oh! Not quite read, I think, there by the receiver. So let's see what Victoria does here. Oh, that's almost a let-off, I think, for New South Wales. And now they go the punt. It's too big. But they have field position now, and they were really, they weren't really progressing the disc in that previous zone possession. So, they're changing the tempo of the game a little bit by getting Victoria to play it out of their end zone. Girls' game's about to restart, so not sure if we'll stick with this one much longer. Okay, Victoria, bring it in. Not a lot of cuts coming, which is unfortunate when that field position, and there's been some sort of call. Hopefully get a game advisor in tomorrow. We might have to give Ruben a call if he's still in the country and get him down here for the finals. Or one of his trained advisors. Okay. Oh, that's... So Victoria's put it up in the air. Been brought down in massively by number 19. Looking in the end zone. That could work. What's it done? It's down. Okay, we're back with the girls. Leon's back from his halftime talk. I'm not sure if he's going to share any of his thoughts.
No, definitely not. No,
I'll speculate then. So ACT's pulled it, and they get good movement. I think they failed to pick up one of the South Australian players, so we'll see if that it doesn't
unlucky.
hurt them.
Jasmine Lee unlucky with a one-handed drop there rather than the one-handed catch. It just snuck out of her hand. Miriam to Tash, to intercepted. Nicely done there by Sophie Chandstrom.
Yeah, this half's starting off a little bit more contested, and see if they use that over the top throw.
South Australia, unlucky there not to hang on to that one, even though it wasn't necessarily a great throw. But I've seen a fair bit of jump ball in the boys' game as well as the girls' games at this tournament.
I'm just going to put it out there that it's not about luck. Well, it's not, and you know, it's never unlucky when you drop the frisbee.
Yeah, no, I guess.
And that's not a criticism.
Jonathan's right. It's a way we say to players, you put in a great effort and you didn't get the disc.
So I say great effort, or
unfortunately,
you know.
yeah. So bad luck's a shorthand that we probably shouldn't use when. Yeah, we're not trying to blame anyone for their failure to achieve what they set out to do. But anyway, let's get back to the play. We're seeing South Australia pick up the disc again through Jocasta Hammond. Been doing a lot of handling for them, and here she's got quite a bit of pressure there. Oh, just squeaks one out.
Under a lot of pressure from the defence, and struggling to get it out of that end zone.
Yeah.
Okay, so ACT got a chance to score with
Rachel
one.
Joyce looking for a clean shot to Tash Joyce, and it's done very quickly and efficiently.
Right. So ACT gets the score ticking over again.
8-1 now. Start play for the ACT. Got Kira Kuchnet, Grace Downey Groves, Isabel Calder. We've got Kath French. We've got Cassandra Newen, and we've got Natasha Joyce to round it out. And that's a good pull to 3/4 of the field length. We've got disc moving laterally for South Australia against a 4-person cup puppy fence, and they've held onto that nicely. Well done by Jasmine Lee, the Queenslander, I believe.
So did you suggest perhaps they play a bit more zone this half, Leon?
No, actually we talked more at halftime about how to play against the zone rather than how to put the zone on ourselves. Yeah, I was encouraging my bluebells to get the dump and swing moving, because these conditions are very light wind now, which is a change from how things were earlier in the day. So when we see the 4-person cup put on in those conditions, we should be able to move the disc through the dump and swing and up the line option, which has been hard to do today because of the inclement conditions we've encountered.
That was an interesting shot selection. She lined that up. She knew what she wanted to throw, just didn't quite execute it. And there's a single shot over the top.
The big flick over the top to Kira Kuchnet, who stands and holds her ground against an incoming defender and catches it nicely.
So it's 9-1 to ACT. But look, personally, I'm really impressed with how well South Australia's playing this game, and they're not that far off being able to get the goal.
No,
In a lot of these points, or breaking out of the defence. So
indeed, we've seen games that are pretty close, point by point, through the day's play, but yet you do end up with a better team. Case in point was ACT against Western Australia, where, as I think I mentioned earlier, we were down by 4 or 5 points and managed to come back. We felt we were in every point, almost every point, and yet it was 6-1 before we knew what had happened. But we'll see how South Australia go, whether they can pull some back. It's going to be difficult for them, but we're playing under tournament rules that allow any team to come back. It's add one at the end of the game, and you've always got the chance under those rules to come back and win it, which makes for an exciting tournament, if you ask me. Jonathan, I think you've been involved in some big comebacks in your time. There was one at a Queensland Championships. I'm not sure if you were on the field for it, but what was it, about a 10-point run to win the game, going back 15 years or so?
you're going to have to remind me what team that was, Leon.
No, I was hoping
Are you talking about the Halibut or Queensland Championships?
Queensland Championships before it was known as the Halibut. I think it might even go back that far.
Right.
Where, one team scored a very long run of points.
It might have, my memory's not clear. It could have been the very first Halibut. We had a young, strong team that was capable of those sort of things back in, I'm going to say, around 97.
Oh, nice. Miriam taking the up the line option there with her fairly high backhand action, but gets it to Tash Joyce, who returns the favour with a forehand. Looking for each other continuously here, just 1-2ing it essentially. Not quite a flowing 1-2, but a slightly static 1-2, but nevertheless. Consecutive passes there, blocked by Jasmine Lee, was it, or was it a drop? My vision was obscured.
I think she got her hands to it. So.
Good.
Okay. Oh, so close, so close.
Yeah, 2 hands on it.
And this is one of the aspects I'm liking about the South Australian players. They're looking over the top. They're looking to get the disc over the top. They're not just looking at the immediate short pass.
It's true. Yep.
And they've got quite a few players that have a good read of the game.
Indeed.
Okay,
ACT,
and this is the player that loves to line it up and throw it. Again, didn't quite.
Number 13,
connect.
Sophie Chance, from going over the top with the hammer. I have to admire that.
Yeah.
But here we are, ACT looking to advance it through Miriam and Tash one more time. Come on, clear ladies, get some cuts happening. Here we go. Oh, Isabel couldn't quite extend far enough, and Hayley couldn't get there into the corner in time.
All right, let's see what South Australia can do now. We've got it near the corner, in their end zone.
Sophie, come on, wake up, Isabel, get the mark on. Here we go.
If they can just break out a little bit, I feel like they can get moving downfield.
Certainly, I think the scoreboard should be ticking in their favour much more than it is. But just
Here's the hammer.
With no really big throwers on this South Australian team, I think that's probably what's limiting their ability to score. ACT have got a couple of throwers who are capable of throwing it half the length of the field or thereabouts, and I think that's probably giving us the extra territory that South Australia are finding it hard to gain.
Yeah, so though I say they're looking over the top a lot, I agree with you, Leon. They don't quite have that leading huck pass that really opens up the long game for them. So they're kind of limited to getting the disc to the back of the stack, but that's not necessarily enough to really open it up deep.
Yep. And at this level, at this standard of play, we're seeing 4 or 5 passes in a row being a good achievement.
Yeah.
Well taken there, well taken, Justin.
Found a receiver.
Not a straddle, because she got her back foot down first. I'm playing with taped sidelines here as well as some painted sidelines, so it's at times a little bit confusing for us. But I think most games people have just agreed to play to the tape. Ooh,
Yeah, right.
Isabel.
So, look at that! That's a big one over the top.
Talking about not so many big passes. Jocasta.
I think she needs.
Sorry,
she needs
Sophie. pulls out the big one.
Sophie Charnstrom. But yes, I think maybe she needs to look more at her backhand than her hammer in these situations. 'Cause
Oh yes, here we go, and there we go. There's the yardage paying off for South
yeah.
Australia now
Well,
as
now
they
let's see
regain
who-
possession, only 20 metres out from their attacking line.
I think
Number 2, Zoe
Oh.
O'Connor, straight to Renee, and here we go. They're in for a goal. Jasmine,
nice.
Queenslander gets the goal for them. It's 9 points to 2. South Australia getting their first goal of the second half.
Well, we can talk a little bit in between points here. So I just, to fill you in on, I don't know if you know the background on the Porterfields, but the council wouldn't allow ultimate line markings of the fields. So Porterfields were the option. And look, I played at Beach Nationals a couple of weeks ago. Obviously, the only option on the
Only
beach is to
option,
use
yes.
Porterfields, but I found I didn't notice them at all when I was playing.
Yep.
Even and there's here we
We
don't have them on the end zones, or we only on some of them.
there's no front of end zone line.
But
on
at
these
Beach
fields.
Nationals you do, and on a beach field you do, and I definitely had the sand is uneven and it lifts the line up, and I never noticed the line as I was running across it.
Didn't find yourself tripping over them?
I probably didn't find myself running into the end zone very often, Leon. Actually,
Ah, yes, I'm familiar with that situation.
can we get the rainbow, please,
Rainbow
Timmel?
to the right. It's not a bad one.
Or
Oh yes, we've got both ends of the
either
rainbow.
end of the rainbow. There we are, beautiful Melbourne. One of the good things about Melbourne is there's lots of rainbows.
You'll see
because,
rainbows many days of the year.
Yeah, almost every day it rains and it shines. There you go, Steve Campbell. I said something positive about Melbourne weather.
Lucky to be bathed in sunshine at this time of the afternoon. We thought things might get very dark very quickly, but the sun is coming under the Westgate Bridge and we're getting a nice bit of warmth.
Okay, here's the next point. South Australia's just got it past halfway, and they're setting the zone.
They are
We'll
setting
see what happens here.
a 3-person zone. We've seen a lot of 4-person zone.
No.
They have moved into 4-person zone with a double team, but they're sorting that out, getting organised. And ACT
Wow.
throw it away straight up.
Good pressure.
Our two best players couldn't connect there against the zone. So here we go.
Jocasta Hammond with the disc around halfway.
Picking it up, walking it up, and looking to get a pass away. Here she does.
It was tight, well picked
Number
up.
18, Jasmine Malhotra. Oh, and the lovely pass, but unfortunately it had Rachel Joyce in between and the intended receiver and the thrower. Rachel has had an amazing day playing deep in our 4-person zone.
We've got
She
the
must
zone
have
on
had-
again, but
here we
they've
go.
thrown over the top.
Hayley
just
with the
outside the
one-handed
end
grab,
zone.
Dump it to Kira.
Yeah.
Dump it to Kira.
Oh, she's got
or
multiple
something.
options.
And
Oh.
yes, well, she's relatively new to the sport and her throws aren't as strong as I would have hoped for, but students got a lot to do at school, haven't had as much time to practice their throws, and here she is with
What
the
is it
mark.
with kids these days,
I
Leon?
don't know. Well, I didn't discover Ultimate until I was at university, so I spent a lot of time throwing at university. It's South Australia breaking out here through number 1 Jasmine Lee. Oh, and Miriam sneaks in with the block. The thrower didn't read the incoming defender from in her peripheral vision to the right. Rachel Joyce
That is a
plugging
big
along.
throw, but it's not quite how she wanted it to come out.
The quality, but
Oh,
Steph
look at that.
Payne-
It's found the
Steph
player,
Payne
though.
uses her speed and gets underneath it, picks it up. There we go. Oh, and unlucky not to connect with Hayley there. Steph's come a long way in the last 3 months. She's been playing league in Canberra maybe for 2 seasons now, but I'll tell you what, she's improved an awful lot in the last 8 weeks as we've prepared for this tournament. Kira, great.
That was a nice read.
Yeah. Read the play as well as read the throw, put herself in the right position and got the block cleanly. Rachel wanting to throw.
Good defence from
Open
Adelaide
corner.
to shut down that short
yeah.
side.
Oh, and there's the open corner, but it's is it? No, it's
Kept
in.
her toe in, I think.
Did she?
Lifted her other
Wasn't
foot.
wasn't sure.
Well,
about
there
the
might be a
front
bit.
foot.
There's more discussion on the sideline than on the field.
Yeah,
I think.
the
Yeah, I think
South
it was fine.
Australians are ready to concede that one. It's fair enough. Best perspective, hey? ACT now up 10-2. How much time have we got left on our match clock, Jonathan? Do you know?
I I think there's about 13 minutes in the game.
13
but
minutes.
I'm not 100.
Okay.
I'm not running the official clock here, so.
Okay.
It's a game to 13, is that right?
Game to 13, yes. So half at 7, but I learned a new rule today. Obviously, I haven't read the relatively new rules as thoroughly as I should have. Apparently, now we can have a half-time called at a certain point
Half-time
on
cap.
the clock,
It's
as opposed to at 7. Or
Leon
whatever.
Smith, it's
Oh,
not a new
rounded
rule
up
because
is
I wrote it like
5 years
6
ago.
years
That's
ago.
what I call new rules.
Yeah. But yes, half-time cap. I think it's a really good. The basic idea is when you have a low-scoring game, and especially a wind-affected game, half-time is a chance to provide the same starting conditions to the team that
Exactly.
lost the initial toss.
What we've known for the last 15 years or so as the mirror rule is what Jonathan's referring to, which wasn't in the rules originally when I started maybe 20 years ago, I believe, but has been a good addition to the rule set. And yes, Jonathan's saying that without this forced half time at a certain period into the game, if it hasn't occurred already, we may not be able to enact the mirror rule, and that can prove to be disadvantageous or advantageous depending on what happened at the toss of the discs and the call of receiving or pulling or which end.
And provides lots of armchair analysis. I would have to say, without what, if it's better to.
Oh, Jocasta, come on. Yes, I would say
About
Jonathan's
whether
on the right track. They're suggesting it's better just to turn it over less and score more points if you want to win the game.
No, not quite. No, I'm genuinely saying that with a halftime cap, knowing that you have a halftime, there are situations where you might decide to take the less advantageous position in the first half.
Yeah.
There are situations.
Yes, indeed.
Especially if you think you've got a strong defence, you might be able to
Nice. Well done, Grace.
your mark on the game early.
Yeah.
Okay, we should talk the game.
Grace Downey passing to Tash Joyce, and Grace has picked up through the course of this day, playing her very first tournament.
Yeah.
And look, she's been
South Australia
putting with
definitely wants to get the
confidence.
block right now without a
Come
huck.
on, and
Catch that.
ACT looking to
nice
punt
catch.
it, and they do successfully this time. And Miriam looking to
It's
go
a
to
nice throw into this.
but it's messed up a bit there. Steph Pang thought she was going to get there and actually ended up blocking Hayley's chance to catch it cleanly. Never mind, we've got the disc all the way down the South Australian defensive end zone. This should be a good chance to get the disc back.
Yeah, South Australia's not finding much at the moment.
Jasmine getting the dump
Okay.
away with a bit of swing to Sophie.
So if he uses the hammer again.
Not successful. Hammer to a player under pressures. It's really a successful option, isn't it, Jonathan? You generally want to throw that throw to someone who's nice and open. Oh, ACT. Oh, come on, get down.
I think, Leon, that I'm not the best person to talk to about choices of hammer throws.
Hammer throws?
Not particularly.
Okay. Well,
I love the throw, but I
every,
don't necessarily use it in an optimal way.
well, every handler, especially more senior handlers, might have been guilty of a few throwaways in situations of bad shot selection.
And though I say that Sophie is possibly overusing the hammer a bit, like if you can, once you develop that throw in your game, it's a step up. Like you suddenly have a weapon that is very difficult for the opposition to
It opens
handle.
the field, doesn't it? It
Yeah,
opens the
so,
field right up against.
It's good to see young players integrating it into their game early.
And I've seen remarkably few players throwing hammers at this day's play. Watching the male players, very few hammers, surprising me, which some coaches would consider excellent discipline. And
Okay, shot into the end zone. Just over the
just
top.
over Tash Joyce's head.
It was
curling
a
away.
stationary receiver, which is not necessarily ideal.
Yeah, especially for a pass that's thrown with an outside-in curve in that situation, and just falling away with the breeze
Full
slightly.
sideline, a bit of pressure on South Australia. See if they can get open players into
Steph
that
Pang with the mark.
wedge.
Ooh, forced the very high release up in the air and comes down ACT's favour. So Rachel Joyce walking to pick it up now, and she's got open forehand, her favourite throw, and she's going for the
Nice. That was a beautiful little
Yeah.
inside-out throw for the
It
goal.
was
That
almost
very
a
nice.
almost a break mark with the mark throw there to Tash. And that's 11-2 to ACT.
In the New South Wales Victoria game, New South Wales has just scored. I think they might have just come back from 5-2 down to 7-2. Pardon? Oh, they were 7-2 down, and now they're back to 5-7. Okay.
All right,
So that's
we're
interesting. Like that's going to be an interesting end game over there. That maybe we might just
back
as
to the women.
Sorry, the women are on again, and with
The pull
SA
went out on the full
Oh!
was taken to the
That's a
brick
shame.
position. And ACT have just thrown it away there. Couldn't quite hang on to the pass. Oh, sorry.
oh, that's
South
in the air,
Australia have just
close
thrown
to
it
the
away.
end zone. It's
Kira
nicely
stepped up
taken.
again. Ooh, couldn't
Very strong
not
take
quite into
and
the
very
end zone
confident.
there, but Tash Joyce
getting
runs
into the
in,
end zone.
yeah, gets the high release backhand and an easy goal to take us to 12-2.
Yeah. Okay. Apparently that's game. So potentially we've missed a goal here somewhere. That's 13-2 ACT over South Australia. We might just adjust the score now. Somewhere along there we missed it, but
We
you
may
know
have
we're
been distracted.
we're a small outfit here, so there's not a lot of checks and balances. What we might do is pick up that Victoria, the end of the Victoria in New South Wales. I can't. You want to on camera? You're gonna bring camera. Well, they're gonna circle. Yeah. Okay, so the girls are forming a spirit circle after the game. The boys' game, Victoria, New South Wales, is very tight and getting close to the end.
Who's up in that game?
Victoria's up 7-5.
Yep, not surprised at that. Not surprised at that, based on the results against the ACT boys team. The ACT have played both of these teams today, and they had quite a close game first with New South Wales, and they were beaten 8-4 by Victoria, who by the end of the game looked well in control, looked like they'd never be headed, and moved away. It was 3-3 at one point, but moved away to 8-4, and I think they would have continued on if time had allowed to win it much more comfortably than that even. So not too surprising to see New South Wales down at this stage against.
But they have just scored. They've got the disc, so it'll be interesting to see what they come down with on D. And here it goes.
Here's the pool. Got the pool making it most of the length of the field here. Allowed to touch the ground, and then he picked up quickly there. Fortunately, we can't give you any names here, unless our cameraman can help us. But
It was just out of reach.
yeah. Victoria moving quickly, looking to get the pass up the line with the
I feel like New South
flick.
Wales will be pretty confident with disc in hand at halfway. See what they do. Not a lot of cuts happening right now. Oh, and looked off
Oh,
the
he's
one
gone
cut
long
they got.
there, and it's up
Ooh.
and touched and caught. Well done.
Tipped
And
it on
now he's
himself.
thrown it away. Oh, goodness. Never mind.
Is that the point you play on iron bars?
Yeah.
With the two fence leaves?
Was that Alex Wood with the bobbled catch and then the throwaway? I think it might have been.
Yeah, so as we were saying, we expect we'll probably see a lot of these players. We'll possibly see both these teams in the final. At least one of them, I expect. So.
I think it's highly likely Victoria will be in the final. I think
Well, there's a big, long,
Remains
open
to be
cut
seen.
deep, but they're not going to use it.
Ooh. Victoria just looking very sharp. Great defensive pressure, and they win the block there. Nice little touchdown, one-handed reach from the guy in the long white socks from New South Wales. Now here we see Victoria bombing it long again, and will they? No. I think that was Alex Wood with the block there.
So I didn't quite. So they're just playing man, aren't they, New South Wales? It's in the corner, which can be a difficult position to get the disc moving from. And the Victoria, they get it moving quickly. It looked like a bit of a horizontal set. The cut coming under, they've got to use that.
Ooh,
He's way open and
Yeah,
unmarked
totally
still.
unmarked.
There's probably a poach on the deep cut. They've worked it to half now, on a slide line.
Ooh, yes,
Got it
nice.
out
Oh, lovely.
with a leading
Yeah,
pass.
lovely dump.
No
Dump,
continuation.
go up the line, move there. Couldn't continue, and there's the time cap for us, so it'll be finish the point, add one, and play to that. But let's just finish the point for Victoria,
yeah.
and they're going to the end zone here. Oh, what a jump! Nice grab.
It was a nice read and a nice
Victoria,
grab.
so 8-5, making the task 1 point harder for New South Wales in the add one and play to that. New South Wales needing 4 points in a row to get this back.
Victorian team